Broadcasting live from station WDWL TV, Studio A, located on Grumpy Vulture Boulevard, and my personal studios are located on Grumpy Old Man Road, and we are a division of Grumpy Vulture Productions. Take a bow. All right, look at the camera. I'll tell you what. I went shopping today for the first time at a new store. Now, this store isn't brand new. It is to me. It's been there about 2 years. Aldi's. Never been in Aldi's. Drove past the store probably 1,000 times. I was like, one day I think I'll stop in. Well, today was the day. Very interesting shopping experience. I'll tell you that. First of all, and after I say this, tonight at midnight there'll be about 1,000 people out in my front yard with pitchforks and sledgehammers, torches, very disorganized store. Not like your normal supermarket. When you go in and this aisle says, okay, cereal. And there's, the aisle's going to have cereal. Every type. No. The aisle had cereal. And candles, and canned goods, and stuffed animals. What kind of organization is that? It would take me about 700 trips to that store to learn the layout. And it changes. Because yesterday, a woman said, I'm looking for, baby powder, I think she said. And it was right here. I says, well, I'm sorry I can't help you. This is the first time I've ever been in this store. I guess you'll have to find your baby powder on your own. Unless you're an employee, I don't think you could ever find anything in this goddamn place. Now, I'm impressed with the prices. Very impressed with the prices. But I don't want to spend 7 hours in the store trying to find my grocery list. There is no semblance of order in this store. I don't understand how they could have this beautiful, brand new, big store and not have like a professional company come in and do a store set. I mean, I worked for a food broker. We used to go in and do resets in the store. Everything was organized. Not here. I mean, it seems like basically if there's an empty spot, you just stick something there. Like, oh, this is canned goods. Oh, wait a minute. I got 3 foot of room. I'll put toilet paper. I mean, basically the way this store is laid out. I go to the candy aisle, and there's candles, and then candy, and then mustard. I'm like, who laid this store out? I guess with the prices the way they are, people just put up with it. You know, I'll go shop there to save a lot of money if I've got 8 hours to shop. I mean, I went in for 4 items. Now, in my local stores that I shop at, like Mark's or Save-A-Lot, I could have got them 4 items in like 10 minutes. And then, oh, the fucking disaster hit. I went to check out. Now, there are 10 self-checkout registers. 1 register with a live person. 1. 10 self-checkouts, 1 cashier. 1. Now, I got 4 items. Oh yeah, I could have gone over and self-scanned them. I hate them. I hate them. For one reason, those 10 registers put 10 people out of work. Second of all, the next thing from self-checkout will be self-stock. You'll walk in the store, they'll hand you a box and say, put this stuff away before you shop. That's what it's going to come down to. Although it'd be easy. If you found an empty space, you just put it there. I mean, like, you know, back in the meat area, there was some semblance of order. Not a lot. I mean, I don't even want to get into, you know. I was looking for lunch meat. Now, you got lunch meat here, then 3 foot over there you got lunch meat, and then you got lunch meat up there. Why don't you all put it together? No. There was an empty space. I'll put cheese here. Oh. Let's see. I need a space to put the ham. I'll put it down here by the chilled fruit. You know, you got them jars of chilled fruit. I wouldn't think of looking for ham over by the chilled fruit. If I had hair, I'd have pulled it out. I mean, the prices were unreal. I got to agree. Especially in the candy aisle. I was looking like, wait a minute. This candy here is $1.49? It sells everywhere else for $3.99. Okay, I'm happy with that. Same thing. I don't know what the difference is going to be. I got Irish butter. What's the difference between, you know, American butter and Irish butter? I want to try it. Now, A 12-ounce container at one of the other stores I shop at is $6.99. Here, 12-ounce container, $2.79. Okay, I agree. The prices are unreal. But somebody needs to come in and organize this store. Now it's been here about 2 years. Now I could see if it just opened, it would be like, hey, opening day is next Friday. Quick, throw the shit on the shelves so that, you know. And that's the way the store looks to me. They just walk around and put stuff wherever they want. No real semblance of order. Now I would shop there for the prices. Because they do carry name brand stuff. You know, some of these other stores, everything is all, you know, genetic. They don't carry a name brand. You know, like Hellman's mayonnaise. They had Hellman's mayonnaise. The other store I shop at has, you know, Uncle Sam's mayonnaise. I don't want Uncle Sam's mayonnaise because Uncle Sam's mayonnaise doesn't taste like Hellman's. Yeah. I'm real OCD about my condiments. I have to have Hellman's mayonnaise. I have to have Kraft Miracle Whip. I have to have French's mustard. I have to have Heinz ketchup. You get the drift? But a lot of the other stores don't carry it. Now, I could always go to, you know, Gigantic Eaglet. But, you know, I don't want to see the finance manager in order to check out at the register. They can see, after Giant Eaglet ran everybody else out of town, they were like, oh, we got the market cornered now. You want to shop here? You're going to pay our price. You know, we used to have stores like Pick and Pay, Stop and Shop, Fisher's, Fazio's, Tops. Oh, I love shopping at Tops. And slowly, Gigantic Eaglet ran everybody out of town. Now they're the only supermarket. Well, you know, we got Save-A-Lot, but that doesn't compare to Gigantic Eaglet. Because Gigantic Eaglet carries all name brands. Well, they got generic, but I mean, you can go in there, you can get Hellman's, you get French's mustard, you get Heinz ketchup. I don't want to, you know, go in and get, you know, Aunt Susie's ketchup and, you know, Uncle Bob's mustard. And, you know, what they call mayonnaise. It ain't mayonnaise to me. Like I say, I'm a real snob when it comes to, you know. Plus, I have to have butter. Don't give me that container of grease. Butter. I know, it's not good for my arteries. I don't care. I want my butter. Now, Aldi's does carry brand name things. Now, I was so aggravated trying to find the 4 items I needed on my list, I didn't really walk the store to try to figure out what they carried, you know, as far as brand name stuff. But there's no organization. I guess that's their way of keeping prices lower. But it don't make sense. You know, you should have a condiment aisle like they do at Gigantic Eaglet. No. Right next to the candy was oil. Grapeseed oil, olive oil, avocado oil. You know, I was waiting to see motor oil. They had every oil under the sun next to candy. That should be in the condiment aisle or like the baking aisle. No. I just, I don't, I don't understand. I mean, I'm pretty sure that Aldi's is, a German store. Did, is this the way their stores are set up in Germany? Now I'm sure people that shop there weekly, slowly you would learn the store, but not really. Because where an item was last week might not be there this week. Like I say, wherever there's an an opening, put a product there. So, you would have laundry detergent, baby diapers, and mayonnaise. Makes no sense. And like I say, one cashier. One. I don't do self-checkout. So, of course, I get in line for the cashier. I look down. The guy in front of me has 4 cases of water. Okay. But the woman in front of him had 762,000 items. Oh my God, I think her cart was filling itself as she was emptying it. Even the guy in front of me was like, oh geez, is this ever going to end? Are we ever going to get out of the store? I said, well, maybe by closing time. One cashier. It's ridiculous. So, of course, you know what Grumpy's going to do. Come tomorrow morning, I'm going to email them. And they're not going to want to read the email because it isn't going to be pleasant. I'm going to tell them about my first time shopping experience. Now, I won't be a total rotten bastard. I will tell them I was impressed with their prices. You gotta sweeten them first before you smack them between the eyes. After I tell them I'm impressed with their prices, I'm gonna tell them their store organization sucks and they need more cashiers. Get rid of some of them self-checkouts. Not everybody wants to check themselves out of a store. Like I say, after self-checkout will be self-stocking. You walk in the store, they'll hand you a cart. When this cart is empty, you can shop. Yeah, but there's 60 cases of items here on this cart. Okay, what are you trying to tell me? I'm not a store stocker. Well, unfortunately, in order to shop here, you have to self-stock. And then when you get up front, you have to self-checkout. Although, I'll tell you what, I read an article recently that Walmart is finally going to start doing away with many of their self-checkout registers. They learned the hard way. People aren't honest. People have discovered skip scanning. Oh. Now, for those of you that don't know what skip scanning is, that's where you have like 4 pairs of slacks and they're all stacked neatly in one pile. But you only ring 1 pair. And then you put all 4 in the bag. That's skip scanning. Walmart finally realized, Jesus Christ, we're losing our fucking asses with self-checkout. Well, you assumed everybody is honest. They're not. After you lost $50 million, you finally realize oh, gee, our theft is coming from skip scanning at our self-checkout registers. I guess that wasn't such a good idea, was it, Walmart? But it happens everywhere. Any place you're self-checking out, not every customer's going to be honest. Every store that has self-checkout has skip scanners. But Walmart has taken the biggest losses. I forget what the figure was, but it was astronomical. And it only took them 5 years to figure this out. Gee, where are we losing money? Self-checkout. It's amazing. I follow the Michigan court system because they broadcast a lot of their courts live on YouTube. They have Zoom court. And it amazed me how many cases they had of retail theft due to skip scanning. Almost every single retail theft case was a skip scan. And 99% of their retail theft cases are from Walmart. Well, I'll say 90. 90% are from Walmart. They have Myers up there. And I can't remember what the other one is. But Myers was right behind Walmart in the retail theft. Self-checkout is almost like self-pricing. You walk in the store and you go, oh, wait a minute. That shirt is $25. Where's a price gun? Oh, look, the clerk left one at the end of the aisle. Now, the $25 shirt is now, click, click, $3. It's ridiculous. Not to mention, it puts people out of work. Those 10 self-checkout registers at Aldi's have basically put 20 people out of work. I'll say even 25, because you got to figure fill in for weekends. But yeah, you got 2 shifts. So that's 2 cashiers times 10 registers, 20 cashiers that you put out of work. Like Walmart. They got like 30 cash registers. 4 of them have cashiers. The other 26 are self-checkout. That's putting a lot of people out of work. Now, yeah, on the opposite side of the spectrum, trying to get young kids to work today is futile. Like I've mentioned many times, every time I go into my local Family Dollar, I don't recognize anybody. Well, except the manager and the assistant manager. I even mentioned it to the manager. I says, every time I come in here, there's different faces. He goes, well, yeah. They get their first paycheck and they never come back because they realize, like, they have to work. So when they realize, like, they have to work to earn that paycheck, it's like, screw this. They're not worried. Mommy and daddy are paying for their cell phone and, paying their car payment, paying their insurance, giving them gas money. Why should they work? And nothing pisses me off more than to get to a cash register and the goddamn cashier's on the cell phone. You talk on that cell phone on your break and at lunchtime. Not during work hours when you got to be checking out customers. Yeah, the other day, I'm at the register. I says to the girl, you gonna check me out? As soon as I finish my text message. Oh, I wanted to grab that phone and break it in half. You're not supposed to be on the phone. It's working hours. But see, employers are afraid to say something. Because if they would like reprimand an employee like, hey, you're not supposed to be on that cell phone when you're at the register working. Comes payday. See ya. I got my check. I ain't coming back here. You guys have like rules. Well, yeah. Well, I'm not following your rules. I need to text Susie. When she texts me, I need to answer Susie right now. Why? What's the emergency? No emergency. Text messages are more important than that customer standing there. Yeah, but that customer standing there is contributing to your wages. Well, I ain't getting paid enough. Oh. My first part-time job paid 75 cents an hour. Yeah, 75 cents an hour. And that was good money. Now, these kids bitch at 15. What do you mean? I'm making $15 an hour. Why am I not making 20? Because you're a new employee. We have, graduated pay scale. Well, if I can't earn 20, I ain't working here. $15 an hour, and some places 20. Of course, it's that old trickle-down theory. That's why when you go into McDonald's, A cheeseburger that used to be $1 is now $6. The other day, I was gonna stop at McDonald's. So I pulled in and I looked at the menu. And by the time I totaled it up, the 4 items that I would have bought for lunch, $18. $18? I remember when McDonald's cheeseburgers were 12 cents. No, hamburgers were 12 cents. Cheeseburgers were 15. Yeah. That's how old I am. A hamburger, 12 cents. If you wanted cheese, it cost you 3 cents more. Now, that hamburger is $3. By the time you would get a couple of hamburgers, an order of fries, and a large soft drink, you might as well eat at home. Buy a loaf of bread, get some lunch meat. And then the fast food places are crying they're losing business. Who the hell can afford it? Fast food places used to be a reasonable meal. Not to mention, everything is shrinking. Like when I went in to get a filet of fish sandwich. The filet of fish sandwich was about the size of a hockey puck. And then when I looked under the bun, I was like, where's the fish? It looked like a fish stick on the bun. Not a fillet, a fish stick. And they want like $4 for, a filet of fish sandwich. For $4, I want to see the fish. Jesus. That's like I mentioned. I used to love Klondike bars. Oh, I would do anything for a Klondike bar. Well, almost anything. But back in my day, Klondike bars used to be like this big and this thick. Not no more. Now they're about this big and about that thick. Matter of fact, recently I bought some. I had a taste for them. I was like, oh, I'll get some Klondike bars. When I got home and I unwrapped it, I was like, I only got half a bar here. No, that's a normal size. If you take 2 Klondike bars, that's what they used to be like. That thick. And the ice cream containers slowly have been shrinking over the years. They do it a little bit at a time so you don't notice. Like the bags of cat food. Yeah. The dry Friskies. Back in the day, that bag was 5 pounds. 5 pounds. Over the years, it's been getting smaller and smaller and smaller. That same bag is now 3.15 ounces for twice the price. Yeah. Those bags of cat food used to be 5 pounds. Then They did it gradually. They were like 5 to 4.5 to 4, and then they went from 4 to 3.75, and then from 3.75 to 3.15. But the price kept going up and up and up and up. But the bag's slowly getting smaller. Yeah. I know. I've been buying Friskies, like forever. And I don't feed my cat generic. Generic cat food, it's full of salt and ash. Yeah. I'm not going to kill my cat. Because that cat food's probably made in China. And they don't care if our animals die over here. Like our kids' toys. Any toys made in China, I can guarantee they've got lead paint. Yeah, they've been caught. They put all kinds of shit in the food, in the paint, yeah. I don't trust any food product coming from there. I'm not gonna feed it to my cat. I don't want him taking that eternal rest due to some shit that they put in the cat food. So they don't get generic. Of course, they eat better than me. Boy, did I get off the oldie subject. That's all right. I'm allowed. I'm old. My memory tends to wander. But I wish somebody would go in and organize that store. Like I say, tomorrow, I'm going to email them. Of course, they'll look at the email and go, from the grumpy old man. Delete. And they don't even know me. They'll just figure, if it says grumpy in the name, we ain't reading it. And I can envision the reply. I already know. I shouldn't even bother emailing them. It's going to come back, hey, asshole, you want cheap prices or you want an organized store? Make up your fucking mind. You can't have it both ways. Okay, I'll put up with the disorganization. But I would like to go in and find things. I don't want to be wandering around like I got dementia, I could see, a clerk calling the manager over and saying, hey, that old man's been wandering around here for hours. I think he's got dementia. Then the manager come up, Hello, sir, can I help you? Yeah, I'm trying to find mayonnaise. Well, it's over there. You've been here for 7 hours. Yeah. It shouldn't be over with laundry detergent. It needs to be with all the condiments. I mean, that's the way the store's organized. The one aisle, coffee, tea, laundry detergent. I ain't kidding. I'll take a picture the next time I'm there. Coffee, tea, laundry detergent. What kind of organization is that? And I don't know where bleach was. I gave up looking for it. I couldn't find it. But on the other hand, I like the prices. Although I didn't price everything. The items that I wanted to purchase were way cheaper than if I went to one of my regular stores. But it took me 4 times longer to find them. Just saying. I'm not sure if I'm going to go back. Well, for those 4 items, because I know where they're at. But that I can't rely on that. Because the next time I go in the store, they might be somewhere else. What do you say? Coffee, tea, laundry detergent. It should be like coffee, tea, dry creamer, sugar. No. Coffee, tea, fabric softener, laundry detergent. And who knows where the bleach was? It wasn't with the laundry detergent. And you would think, like, paper towels would be with the toilet paper. Paper towels, toilet paper, napkins. No. Toilet paper was down there. Napkins were over there. Paper towels are over here. You put them together. They're paper products. But no. Go in and look. Toilet paper down there. Paper towels over here. Napkins over there. Put paper with paper. Put condiments with condiments. Put canned goods with canned goods. No. It's wherever there's an opening, you put a product. That's it. Now, the milk, the creamer, the butter, that was all in the cooler. Although, if they could get away with it, I'm sure they would put the butter, next to fabric softener. But that stuff was all together. That surprised me. I was like, oh, look. Milk, coffee cream, butter, in the same cooler. Oh, who thought of that? But no. Anything else, to wherever they want to put it. And one cashier. One. 10 self-checkouts. One cashier. For that big store. One cashier. I don't do self-checkout. So I had to stand in line behind the woman that had 762,000 items. And then a guy in front of me with his 4 cases of water. That was okay. He had 4 items. I had 4 items. The woman in front of him, 762,000. I didn't think that cart would ever empty. And then, of course, instead of grabbing hands full, it's like, oh, I'll put this one item in, this one item, and this one item. Come on, lady. I'm aging while I'm standing here. I don't want it, I don't want them to we need to clean up on aisle 1. What do you mean you need to clean up? Well, register 1. We need to clean up at register 1. Oh, what's the cleanup? Well, the customer passed away. He stood in line that long. It's the way it felt. I kept seeing stuff go on that belt coming out of that cart. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. One cashier. Why didn't she go to self-checkout? That's what I was thinking while I was standing there. Why didn't you use self-checkout? Oh, no. You had to come to the cashier with your 762. You could have tied up one of them self-checkout regulars. I wouldn't have cared. And I'm sure everybody that was in line behind me wouldn't have cared if you tied up a self-checkout register. But no, you were too fucking lazy to check yourself out. So it was like, I'll go to the cashier and screw them people that have 4 items behind me. I guess that's why they have lower prices. Because they save money on cashiers. They figure, well, we can lower the prices because we got 10 self-checkout registers, and all them stupid assholes can check themselves out and save the corporation money because we don't have to pay more cashiers to work. We're only going to pay 1. Well, you're not paying me to check myself out. So I was forced to stand in line for like 20 minutes while she had her, 762,000 items that she was too lazy to check out herself. I bet, Aldi's wouldn't even have cared if she skip scanned a little bit. But no, she had to tie up to 1 cashier. 1. You don't believe me? Go look. 10 self-checkouts, 1 cashier. And of course, people with carts full go to the cashier. No, that should be for us with a few items so that we can get in and out of the store. No. So they're going to get a blistering email from the grumpy old man tomorrow. But like I say, they could give a shit. 1 person bitching. If you don't like it, go shop at Gigantic England. Pay 3 times the price. See if we care. If you want to save money, lump it. Stand in line for 20 minutes. So my first shopping visit to Aldi's was not as joyful as I thought it was going to be. I see the commercials. Oh, save money. Look how cheap this item is. Oh, save money. Go to Aldi's. Save money. But spend half your life waiting to check out. I'm going to email them first thing in the morning. I can guarantee they probably don't have a customer service email because they don't want to hear from crab-ass people like me. But we'll see. I'll gargle it in the morning, Aldi's. And it better say customer support. Because I don't want no coupons, and I don't want your app. I don't do apps. Everything's an app. recently. There was a fast food restaurant. With every order, get a free drink and a free medium fry. I was like, cool, until I read the next line. Only order with our app. I'm not downloading your app. I don't want to clog up my phone with apps. It's bad enough. The one phone that I have came from Motorola with about 9,000 apps. And like 3,000 of them were games. There's apps on the phone I never even heard of. An app for car loans, app for, grocery shopping, an app for coupons, an app for games. And some of them, you can't delete them. I tried. I dragged it up to uninstall, and it just went right back down. And so, up to uninstall, just went right back down. Yeah, they lock them on the phone. There, you can't get rid of them. I tried. Wouldn't work. So I got 7,000 apps on my other phone. That's why it's my backup. Because I don't use it that often. Because if I'm looking for something, I don't want to have to go through 760,000 apps. And I don't play games on my phone. Phones are for phone calls and texting. Maybe some gargling at times. But phone calls and texting. Not playing games or watching movies. No. Like all the younger generation. Oh, they got to play a game, watch a movie, Order from DoorDash, and, get their Uber. It's not a phone is for. Phone is for phone calls and texting. All right, maybe an app for my car insurance, although I don't really like that. I like having the paper in my car. You have your registration, and then you have your insurance card. Because the police don't want to wait until you open the app, and then it wants to update, They got better things to do, like write you your speeding ticket. And if my insurance company forgets to send me my cards, I print them. Because I want old-fashioned paper in my car. Not, here's my phone, officer. You can open the app. I can't figure it out. I know, I'm a crab ass. I'm old. I earned it. When you reach a certain age, it even says so. After this age, you can be a crab ass. I couldn't wait to reach that age. Although I was a crab ass before that age. It's just, I wasn't legally a crab ass until I reached that age. Now I can be crabby, bitch at people. They just look at you like, oh, yeah, he earned it. He's old. But wait till I read that email tomorrow. But I know what the answer's going to be. Do you want cashiers and an organized store? Or do you want to save money? You can't have it both ways. Signed, cheerfully, Aldi's. With a little smiley face that goes, "Have a nice day." The only good thing is I got my pogachas. I know, God, I ate two last night. I can't resist. They're like Lay's potato chips. I couldn't eat just one. Matter of fact, I just automatically took two out of the bag because I was going to eat the second one anyway. But oh, did I have a smile on my face when I fell asleep? Oh, pogachas. I dreamt of pogachas last night. There were little pogachas floating around in my dream. And then I woke up. I went to get my coffee, and there were the pogachas sitting in the bag. I was like, oh. Should I have one for breakfast? No. I'll eat them for dessert after dinner. That's when they're the best. Because then you go to sleep on a bacon-filled stomach. Makes Grumpy happy. Like Grumpy always says, when all else fails, add bacon. Right? Right. Well, with him, it's add roadkill. When all else fails, add roadkill. With me, it's add bacon. And oh, do them pogachas have bacon? Oh, yeah. I showed you yesterday. Them big pieces of crackling in there. Oh. And they're generous with them. Oh, yes. A crackling in every bite. The way pogachas should be made, because that's the way my grandmother used to make them. Of course, it took her like forever to, render the lard to make the, get to the cracklings. But she did it because me and Grandpa liked them. That was our Saturday treat. Although it to this day, it amazes me that she baked us pogachas knowing we were going to stink her out of her kitchen with Limburger cheese every Saturday morning. I don't know why she didn't plan like a shopping trip. Although she'd have come home to them, because Limburger cheese, I don't know what smells worse. Authentic, old world made Limburger cheese or a decomposing body. They both kind of smell the same. But, oh, what a lunch. And I think what made it the best part was eating it with Grandpa. Oh, that man was on a pedestal in my eyes. I couldn't wait for summer vacation. Because he'd call and say, "Hey, you want to go fishing tomorrow?" "Yeah, okay, I'll pick you up. Be ready at 8. I'd be standing there with my tackle box and my fishing rod. "Let's go, Grandpa." And then we'd go fishing. Or he'd take me swimming. And when the fair came to town, he'd call me up. "We're going to the fair." Oh, boy. And you know what his favorite part was? I don't know if they have that anymore. I haven't been to the fair in years. They used to have the freak show. Oh, that was his favorite part. We'd go on some rides. We'd eat our way across the fair, hot dogs, bratwurst, hamburgers. And then he'd say, "You want to go to the freak show?" "Uh-huh. Come on, let's go. But don't tell Grandma." "Okay. Because I want to go to the fair next year." There were a lot of them don't tell Grandma things. Like, "Don't tell Grandma we had coffee." "Okay." Oh, and she found out. Oh, my God. She'd have kicked both our asses. She'd have beat Grandpa into the ground. "What are you giving a 10-year-old coffee for?" "Because he likes it. And he's with me." Yeah. Sunday morning. We'd be pacing the floor waiting her to go for church. It's like, "Oh, Grandma, it's going to take you 7 hours to get ready for church? Geez, leave already." And then Grandpa'd look out the window. Okay, she rounded the corner. "Go get the cups." I'd go to the cupboard, get the cups. And Grandpa'd pour the coffee. And then we'd sit there and sip our coffee. And he'd be watching the time. Because God forbid Grandma walked in and we had coffee cups in our hand. Oh, God, she'd have broke them over our heads. And then if she'd have told my parents, then my parents would have gone to the cupboard, got a coffee cup, and broke it over my head. "You're too young to drink coffee. Gonna stunt your growth." Grandpa didn't think that way. Yeah, it was hilarious. He'd be standing in the living room looking out the window, waiting for her to round the corner. And as soon as she rounded the corner, he'd say, "Get the cups." I'd run to the cupboard, get the cups. And Grandpa'd pour the coffee. Then we'd sit there and drink coffee. And he'd be watching the time. He'd go, "Uh-oh, Grandma will be home shortly. Finish coffee." I'd finish coffee. He'd wash them cups, dry them. He'd hand them to me, put them back on the shelf. And you better make sure that they were turned sideways. Grandma always knew how she put stuff away. Coffee cups were turned sideways. So I'd put them up on the shelf, turn them sideways. She'd come home from church, change clothes, look in the dish cupboard. Okay, everything's the way I left it. You guys weren't bad while I was gone, were you? Oh, no. And then she'd look and go, "How come there's half a pot of coffee?" Grandpa'd say, I felt like having a second cup." "Oh, okay." And then she'd look at me. "What did you drink?" I had my milk like usual." And she'd look at the milk. "How come there's not a lot of milk going out of that container?" "Well, I only had a juice glass, Grandma. I didn't want to ruin my appetite for dinner." "Oh, okay." And then she'd check the juice glasses. "Okay." Yeah. Grandpa and I were sneaky. I loved it. But oh, was it nice having Saturday lunch with Limburger cheese and then Sunday morning coffee. Yeah, and it didn't stunt my growth. Of course, getting old stunts your growth. I've lost 2 inches. But it didn't, I didn't grow up being, 4 foot tall. So coffee doesn't stunt your growth. It just pisses off your grandmother. Oh, 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 oh. And with that, I'm going to sign off. Where's my clicker? I will chat with you tomorrow. See you, bye.